few hundred years ago, the Arctic Circle was a place so remote and inhospitable that very few except trappers, explorers, and reindeer herders would venture so far up north. The city of Tromsø in Norway became the gateway to these Arctic expeditions. And that spirit of adventure is what attracted us here. I'm Alex, and this is Ashley. We're spending the week of New Year's in Tromsø. During this trip, we'll head to the Arctic fjords in search of whales. We'll also meet a northern Sámi community and a herd of 300 reindeers. We'll introduce you to some of the people we meet on our trip and who made our adventure extra special. And we'll also share our thoughts on Norway.
Experience on the water.
So welcome to Norway, and we hope you enjoy watching.
In 1980, the Sámi people started to become more proud to be Sámi and started to fight for their rights. From 1850 till 1980, it was not allowed to be a Sámi. And many parents, they chose to tell their kids that they're Norwegian instead of Sámi.
Our first interaction with the Sámi began with a reindeer sleigh ride. The reindeer is integral to the culture of the Sámi. It provides for transportation, warmth, food, as well as company in the demanding weather conditions of Lapland. This was also our first experience with the polar night, when the sun only rises past the horizon for a few hours per day, leaving a pink, dusky light in the sky.
So how are you feeling on this fine morning?
Good.
Feeding some reindeers.
The camp that we visited was owned by a northern Sámi tribe. Now, while the members keep a sort of modern day of life, so some of our guides were students or studying to be physicians or teachers, they still have a herd of reindeer, and the way that they kind of pass on their traditions and keep those traditions alive is by educating people about it.
The area we're from is called Sámi. We also got our own parliament, and the parliament's job is to help us keep our culture and our languages alive.
Historically, the Sámi came from the east. They came from the Ural Mountain about 10 to 12,000 years ago when they decided to settle here north of Scandinavia. Initially, they were nomadic people. They used to be hunting seals, whales, but over time and with the development of agriculture around the 1600s, they decided to settle and they became sedentary people. The Sámi have kept a very distinctive lifestyle. They are considered to be the only indigenous people in Europe. It's 8 a.m. and we are headed to Tromsø harbor. The weather outside is pitch dark and it's been snowing all night long. We'll be spending the next 8 hours aboard a diesel catamaran called the Bard, designed to be silent when sailing to reduce the impact on marine wildlife.
Good morning. I repeat, good morning.
Good morning.
With your hand on your heart, please tell me which way to go.
We're really excited for what we're going to do, so we'll spend 8 hours aboard a catamaran ship in search of whales.
Our ship headed north through the snow and icy waters towards the northern tip of Norway, where whales have been sighted near the Atlantic herring overwinter grounds. As we sailed through the waters of the Fjords north of Tromsø, the snowing conditions receded to reveal the Arctic landscape around us, which felt untouched and airy.
With your heart on your sleeve, it's a fine line.
So some of our sister ships are catching up on us and trying to find the same whale feeding grounds as we are. And so everyone is looking out for any signs of life, blows coming from out of the water, birds activity, or any body parts that could be spotted. All of a sudden in the distance, the first blow can be seen, and then suddenly everyone is rushing to the front of the ship to see what is going on. And within 10 minutes, we are surrounded by whales.
We basically established the average lifespan of whales according to their size. The humpback whale, 60 to 70 years old. But we jumped onto the fin whale, slightly bigger, 80 to 90 years old. And then the blue whale, 80 to perhaps 100 years old.
Next to our ship, the distinctive shape of a fin whale emerges from the water. And at that moment, we felt privileged to be able to witness such a phenomenon in this incredible landscape.
The amount of activity coming from under the water just is starting to attract predators. Orcas are the apex predators of the sea. They tend to feed on whale calves and looking for any type of prey.
As the hunt began, our ship started to make its way back to Tromsø, and so the silhouette of the orca slowly vanished in the distance. We woke up in Tromsø the next day, and after a quick breakfast we decided to go check out the city. It had snowed all night the night before, and a few hours of daylight left the city in a sleepy state. We took a stroll through the harbour to take in the views. The city had put on a white coat and snow was everywhere. The pink twilight light in the sky and Tromsø's Arctic Cathedral in the skyline. During the polar nights, nighttime comes down quickly in Tromsø, but the city was lit up for Christmas and the atmosphere felt very festive. We stopped at a cafe to test out the local pastries, the cinnamon and cardamom buns. And then we continued on our way to Storgata, one of Tromsø's main shopping streets. So it's about 10 p.m. now. We are right in front of the harbour of Tromsø, and it happens that we are seeing auroras tonight, so we brought the tripod out, doing a bit of a time-lapse and see what we're getting from it. This is the first time we see those. I have to say they're quite faint, but you see them so much better on camera. Meanwhile, it's the 31st of December, so people are also shooting out fireworks. That just adds a little extra light pollution, but it keeps things interesting for us. This was our first time seeing the auroras for ourselves. The light show started with faint green lights, but then it intensified and here they were, right in front of us. Green and red hues dancing in the black sky. A spectacle so unique that it made us want to dance with the auroras above us. When we returned home, we watched the fireworks succeed to the auroras from our window, and this ended up being one of our most memorable nights in Tromsø.
On our third day we went winter canoeing on the island of Kvaløya.
So many layers. So with winter canoeing, you're wearing lots of gear, so you spend a lot of time getting all of the gear on, and it's very cold.
Is there something longer for these, or
no,
that's
it?
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all. I'm using the same myself.
You can take a dish of the oven with it.
Yes, you can.
In at your feet, out at your seats. In at your feet. And this motion, I'm going to be going forwards. Now, there. That's perfect. Lovely. Grab a boat, sit in it, get comfortable, give it a name, all right? And then we'll take it from there.
Thank you.
Just walk out in the sea and then you stabilize the boat or hold the boat.
Oh, okay. Just stabilize the boat. Just hold the boat. Stabilize it. Just stabilize the boat. Just hold it.
Winter canoeing in the fjords can be very different and very challenging to summer canoeing. You're paddling through sheets of ice.
You've got the icy water splashing into the canoe.
On the other hand, it's a totally different experience. You're surrounded by a winter wonderland and just complete stand of silence.
And occasionally you see little seals popping up their heads to say hi because they're quite an inquisitive animal.
Paddling along the coast of Kvaløya in winter is a unique experience. The scenery is magical, with a complete silence around you and a sensation of freedom that comes with paddling alone on frozen water. This gave a magical conclusion to our winter trip to Tromsø, which will certainly be our last.